Welcome back to the Sacred Shitshow, Season 3, The Alchemy of Shadow and Light. Last week, we began the descent, facing the shadow, learning that healing asks for depth, not detour. But today, we go even further in. This episode is called Healing Through Darkness, the Power of Inner Alchemy. Because darkness isn't where your light dies, it's where it is forged. We think healing means escaping pain, but real healing is learning to sit with pain until it becomes wisdom. The darkness you fear is the exact container that transforms you. Alchemy can't happen in sunlight. The work is done in the heat of the crucible. So if you're in a season that feels heavy, please hear this. You're not broken. You're just baking. A few years ago, I was in deep burnout. The kind where you wake up exhausted and go to bed wired. Every tool I'd learned, meditation, affirmations, magnesium baths, they all stopped working. Nothing soothed my body. Nothing silenced the noise. Until one night, instead of trying to raise my vibration, I sat on the bathroom floor in the dark and let myself unravel. I didn't try to fix it. I just breathed. And in that stillness, I felt something shift. Not lighter, but truer. The darkness became a womb instead of a void. And from that night, everything changed. Alchemy begins when awareness meets sensation. When the body senses safety inside discomfort, chemistry changes. Cortisol lowers, dopamine stabilizes. The vagus nerve signals we can exhale. And that exhale, that's a gateway. You're not escaping darkness. You're metabolizing it. Pain plus presence equals power. And every emotion has energy. And when you resist it, it stagnates. And when you breathe through it, it transforms. Your nervous system is the furnace of alchemy. It melts old identity so something new can form. Ask yourself right now, where am I still afraid to feel? Because that's where your gold is hiding. Darkness activates the survival brain. The mind screams, "Get out," but the body whispers, "Stay, it's safe to release." Healing through darkness means building tolerance. Not punishment, but capacity. So next time you feel a wave of emotion, anxiety, grief, rage, instead of distracting or analyzing, try anchoring. Breathe. Name what you feel. Notice where it lives in your body. And remind your nervous system, I'm safe to experience this. That single sentence rewires everything. Because safety doesn't mean absence of darkness. It means presence of self. Let's take a look at the stages of inner alchemy. 1. Calcination, the burning. Everything false burns away. It's messy, chaotic, and raw. But you're not failing. You're purifying. 2. Dissolution, the melting. Old identities dissolve, the nervous system softens, and releasing stored grief. And number 3, coagulation, the reform. You begin to stabilize, not back to who you were, but into who you were always becoming. These stages repeat throughout your life, and each descent refines you further. You see, most people think that healing is about finding the light at the end of the tunnel. But what if the light isn't waiting for you at the end? What if it's hidden inside the tunnel? Inside the very darkness you've been trying to avoid? Because the truth is, the only way out is through. Through the ache, through the resistance, through the part of you that still flinches when love gets too close. Inner alchemy isn't glamorous. It's raw. It's human. It's the process of burning away illusions until what's left is real. There are days where you'll feel like you're going backwards, where everything that used to regulate you suddenly doesn't, where your old habits call your name and the new version of you feels far away. But that is not regression. That's integration. That's your nervous system recalibrating. And when you begin to heal through darkness, your body starts to reorganize itself around truth. The parts of you that were fragmented begin to move towards coherence. It's uncomfortable, but it is sacred. Let me share something with you I've learned through hundreds of nervous system resets and my own descents. Your darkness isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to slow you down long enough for you to listen. The fatigue, the fog, the apathy, they're not punishment. They're protection. They're your body saying, we can't keep moving at this pace without honoring what hurts. And when you stop treating darkness as the enemy, you start to hear its language. You notice how anxiety is a request for breath, how grief is a request for softness, how anger is a request for boundaries, and how shame is a request for belonging. Every uncomfortable emotion carries a sacred instruction. That's the alchemy. In metaphysical terms, this is the transition from lead to gold, from dense vibration to expanded consciousness. But it's not just spiritual poetry, it's neuroscience. When you stay present with emotion, your prefrontal cortex stays online, and that means the energy can complete its cycle instead of looping endlessly. That's what shadow integration is. It's completion. A closing of the loop your body has been holding since the moment you first felt unsafe to be fully yourself. So if you're deep in it right now, if you're in that season where the dark feels heavy and endless, I want you to remember this. Your darkness is not your failure. It's your initiation. The descent is not punishment. It's preparation. And every time you choose presence over perfection, you're turning pain into power. There's a moment in every descent where the mind quiets down. You stop analyzing, you stop performing, and for the first time in a long time, you just feel. That moment, the stillness inside the storm, that's where the alchemy begins. It's not fireworks. It's not an overnight transformation. It's the subtle click of truth returning home to your body. It's the way you suddenly notice yourself breathing deeper. It's the way your voice trembles less when you speak your truth. And it's the way you finally say no without explaining. That's integration beginning in real time. And from that space, you realize healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to hide. That's the power of inner alchemy. Not to escape the dark, but to learn its rhythm, to dance with it, to trust that every descent has its dawn. So today, before we move into the integration session, I want you to think about this. What if the darkness you're walking through right now isn't a setback, but a sacred reintroduction to your own power? What if everything you thought was breaking you was actually rebuilding your nervous system so it could hold the level of light you have prayed for? Because the bigger the light you're meant to hold, the deeper the shadow you'll walk through. That's the balance of the universe. That is the alchemy of growth. So take a breath. Place a hand over your heart and remind yourself, I'm not in the dark, I'm in the process. You're not behind. You're becoming. Before we move into today's integration practice, I've invited someone very special to flutter in and share a little magic with you. Her name is Herbal Moonbeam, our guardian fairy here at the Strange Apothecary, and she has something aligned, enchanted, and just for you.
Dear listener, it's me, Herbal Moonbeam, guardian of the green, whisperer of wild things, and your guide through all things magical here at the Strange Apothecary. While our lovely host takes a tiny tea break, allow me to flutter in with a message just for you. Have you been feeling it lately? That quiet call from somewhere deeper? The ache that says there's more to you than what this world has taught you to be? Well then, Sugar Plum Soul, it might just be time to step into the Sacred Portal. The Sacred Portal is a 6-week multi-dimensional healing experience designed to guide you gently but powerfully through the 5 layers of transformation: body, mind, energy, soul, and spirit. Inside the portal, you won't find surface level BS or more fix yourself nonsense. You'll find somatic rituals, subconscious rewiring, energy healing, soul remembrance, and the kind of spiritual guidance that makes your bones feel seen. This is for the ones ready to come home to themselves. It's available now for pre-order, with flexible payment plans, 3 magical tiered paths, and because we're earth lovers through and through, every enrolment plants a tree in our enchanted forest. If your heart's fluttering right now, that's the call, and you already know how to answer. Visit thesacredportal.co.uk to explore your path, or just click the link waiting for you in the show notes. The Sacred Portal, you're not broken. You're awakening. Now then, sweet soul, my wings are twinkling, which means it's time to glide gently back into your sacred journey. Breathe deep, anchor into your heart, and let's drift into your next activation.
Beautiful. Take a breath with me now and come back to your heart. Let's gently bring our awareness inwards as we move into today's integration practice. If you're driving, walking, or doing anything that needs your full attention, please pause here and come back when you can be still. This part deserves your full presence. If it is safe to do so now, close your eyes And take a slow inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth like a release. Feel your body. Feel the surface beneath you holding you steady. Feel the air move in and out of your lungs. Your breath is the bridge between shadow and light. And right now, that bridge is open. Notice the weight of your body, the warmth of your skin, the subtle pulse beneath your fingertips. You are here. You are safe. You are ready. Now imagine you're standing inside a dark cave. It's silent except the sound of your breath and the slow rhythm of your own heartbeat. At first, the darkness feels dense, almost tangible. You can't see where it begins or ends, but as your eyes adjust, you notice the faint glow of embers scattered across the ground. Each ember is a piece of your past, an old version of you. Some still burn with pain. Others flicker softly with the warmth of lessons learned. Walk slowly towards one. Watch how it brightens as you breathe near it. That's how alchemy works. Awareness is oxygen. And now whisper, softly, with your breath steady. I honor what was. I breathe new life into what's ready to transform. Reach down and gather those glowing embers into your hands. They don't burn, they're warm, and each spark remembers something sacred you once forgot. Now bring them close to your heart. Press them gently against your chest and feel the glow spread through your body, warmth merging with your heartbeat. The cave around you begins to shimmer, not gone, not conquered, but integrated. The shadows soften. The embers glow into a soft, golden light that fills the space. And now that light moves through you, through your bones, through your breath, through every cell that once believed it wasn't enough. Breathe that in. Let the alchemy happen within you. This is the moment where darkness becomes medicine, where shadow becomes guide, and where you remember that every descent has always been preparing you to rise. Stay here for a few more breaths and let your nervous system feel what safety inside darkness truly feels like. When you're ready, take one more deep inhale and exhale completely. Feel the stillness that's left behind. That's integration. That's the frequency of wholeness. Healing through darkness isn't about surviving the night. It's about remembering that you are the dawn. You don't chase the light, you become it. You don't run from your shadow, you learn its rhythm. Because the parts of you that you once judged were never mistakes, they were mirrors. And every time you face them with compassion, you turn them into gold. So if you're in a dark chapter right now, don't rush it. Sit with it. Listen to what it's trying to teach you. Because this is where your power is redefined. In the stillness. In the silence. In the surrender. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are remembering. And you are not in the dark. You are in the process. Next week, we'll explore unlearning trauma responses and reclaiming your power. How to recognize the habits built in survival and step back into choice. But until then, breathe deeply, move gently, and remember, you were never broken. You were becoming. And if this episode moved something inside you, please follow The Sacred Shitshow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, you can also join the Sacred Shitshow WhatsApp community for daily nervous system resets, shadow prompts, and live shit shows. The link is in the show notes.